Hey, welcome to Jeff Outdoors. Currently indoors. Just like the past few videos over the past month. Today is January 30th. And moving into maple season, most likely tapping trees next week in my area of Ohio. So thought I would chime in and add to the video collection. It is a Saturday evening. It's kind of been a long day. Kind of been a long day today, but for other reasons. So just sitting and having some tea. This is not an advertisement, but this tea right here is fantastic. I've been drinking the heck out of it. Ginger is really good for your body. It's good for your digestion, your stomach. It's good for your lungs. And the turmeric, of course, is good for inflammation when paired with black pepper. So if you didn't know that, which this has some black pepper with the turmeric and ginger in there, so works out pretty good. Something good to drink in the wintertime, this time of year. Stay healthy and stay away from the junk food. You know who I'm talking to. Yeah. Fast food. I haven't eaten fast food in... I have not gone and eaten fast food in 11 years. You name it. I just don't. I gave up fast food 11 years ago. This year, I gave up a couple of different things that were unhealthy for me, and I gave them up. So that's that. And here we are with our ginger tea. Now, I've got 10 years to talk about my health journey that started in about 2011, and going gluten-free, grain-free. I didn't drink any beer for 10 years. I actually have had some on social occasions the past year. Very few, but there's some good beers out there. But I don't really like any of it, really. I mean, I would rather have a cup of turmeric ginger tea over anything. Oh, and I put raw honey in this, so that's good for the lungs. If you haven't had it raw honey, I suggest it. And if you can find somebody local who has raw honey, living here close to essentially in Amish country here in Ohio, a lot of people do honey. So raw honey is extremely available. I use it regularly, usually in my tea, kind of like my maple syrup in my coffee. So I roast my own coffee beans, and I use my own maple syrup that I make to sweeten my coffee. I gave up other kinds of sugar over the past couple of years. I used to use the Demerara sugar and regular sugar, the Sucanat sugar. Used to use a lot of that, but I don't. I don't use those anymore. I make my maple syrup in the spring, and that's what goes into my coffee if I want to have some in there. I normally just drink black coffee, especially with fresh roasted coffee. You don't really need to add anything. I don't ever put creamer or anything in my coffee, ever. No, I haven't in over 11 years. I don't put anything in my coffee. Creamer, never. No way. So, I've got a lot to talk about over my health journey, my change in diet, things over the past 10 years. The fast food thing was big. Who doesn't love the chicken nuggets that you can get at some of these places, right? Oh, I used to eat that stuff like crazy. But 10 years ago, I said, that's it. Cold turkey. No more fast food. No more beer. Cold turkey. I did enjoy a glass of red wine every once in a while for the positive effects of the resveratrol, which is highest in the Pinot Noir red wines. So there's a little bit of info for you, and you can read up and study that and research it yourself as well. So a glass of Pinot Noir every once in a while, maybe 2 glasses a week at the most. But never, I've never gone overboard with anything. So that's been about it. But now that I'm talking about it, I mean, let's see, what other things? Of course, the grain elimination. So we're talking no buns on your hamburgers, no bun for your hot dog, no sandwiches with bread. If I have tuna fish, I eat tuna fish. Cutting down on a lot of fruit. Fructose is actually not really a great thing for the body. It's a particular sugar that we just don't handle well. Now, if you're eating a raw peach, there's fiber included in that, so that helps your body with the sugar processing more than it would be if you were to take peach juice without any of the fibers and just drink the juice. So fruit juices, I never drink. Never drink fruit juice. Too much sugar. If I eat fruit, I eat what's in season. So this past fall, I made my own cider over here, and I love apples. So all fall, I go to the local orchard up the road, and I eat apples like crazy in the fall. But I don't eat them the rest of the year. Like right now, I haven't had an apple since November, unless I was drinking some of my homemade hard apple cider, which I haven't even had any of it yet. It's just maturing, and I was going to sip on some during maple season, to try it out. So, again, not overboard, but I did make homemade stuff, so I know what's in it. So that's good. Knowing what's in your food and what's in everything is better for you. If like salt, for instance, fast food is very salty. Fast food can be almost anything. It doesn't even have to be like a restaurant or something. Whatever's going to be the quickest is probably not going to be the best for you. But I tend to make all my food. I cook at home here all the time. I mean, it's just what I do. So I control the amount of salt that goes into my diet. And instead of eating processed foods that already are packed with salt, you get the raw natural products, and then you have your table shaker if you want to put a bit of salt on there. Iodized salt, because this country has a problem with not having enough iodine in the body. So keep that in mind. So preparing your own food at home and everything, very important. So these are the things that are on my mind today, Saturday. Let's see, what else? You got to think, if you're somebody who is not quite middle-aged or middle-aged, think about what the old people are eating. What are they eating? Why didn't they start eating that stuff 40 years ago? Well, maybe you could start eating it now in your 20s, 30s. That's what I started doing. Like, for instance, prunes. I eat prunes all the time. Prunes are great. They're high in potassium. I buy ones that don't have preservatives, which I'll get to that. I'll get to preservatives in a second, but I eat no preservative prunes. They have potassium and fiber, and they're really good for you. Now, you don't want to eat a whole box. You want to eat in moderation. So, 2, 3, 4 prunes a day. That's all I do. But I eat that kind of stuff. And The preservatives, the problem with preservatives is, and this is, well, the problem with preservatives is that the preservatives, when they get into your stomach, they actually kill off your good bacterial environment in your digestive system. All your health is located in your gut. So if you're killing off your good bacteria that break down everything in your stomach and your intestines and everything, you need to replace that, right? So that's why everybody's taking probiotics nowadays, because of all the heavy ingestion of preservatives. I am not a doctor nor a dietitian. I am talking about my own research and how I eat. So just to get that out there. But those preservatives break down your good gut flora. Flora is quite a word, and it's been in the vocabulary now for a few years in the mainstream, but 10 years ago, when I had started getting into health and food and the systems of the body and how to get healthy, essentially, right? I'll admit, in my 20s, going in college and stuff, I was not a healthy guy. I'd put on some pounds in college and, did a little partying and all that stuff. But, that stuff doesn't last. It was, it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun for a while, but, really it's, hindsight 2020, just forget about all that stuff. Your health is your wealth, and I think we all could get some good perspective from this. What do you think? So, the other things are, as far as the body is concerned, so the probiotics are there in the store or wherever to replenish the gut with good bacteria. Now, how I do it is, if I have been eating something which has preservatives in it, I make my own sauerkraut, cabbage that I ferment with salt, and I eat that because natural salt fermented sauerkraut has more probiotics than any yogurt that's out there. It's much better for you, especially if you make it at home from fresh cabbage. You shred up the cabbage, you add your salt, you pound it, and then you let it ferment for about a week, 4 or 5 days to a week, and or maybe a little longer. Some people go 2 weeks, and then it ferments, and then it's there, and you can eat it, and it's like one of the best things you could ever eat. So you eat 1 or 2 tablespoons a day. You don't just sit down and pile it on your hot dog, or sit down and have a bowl of sauerkraut and onions, or kielbasa or something like that. You eat a little bit at a time every day, right? So it just maintains your gut systems and everything. So that's what I do. I make my own sauerkraut. So I think I might have a video of that if you scroll back on my channel. I think I have a sauerkraut video. Maybe. If I don't, I'll get one out there. I'll have to check. But I'm sure there's other YouTube videos too. There's a lot of stuff out there. So something to think about. We're in the new year. People have made the resolutions. They want to get healthy, especially with the year 2020 that we just had with everybody with this COVID stuff, and just there's a lot of negative out there right now, and I try to stay away from that stuff. It's bad for the mind. Get out in the woods. Go make some sauerkraut. Go make some maple syrup. Great idea, if you ask me. In these times, learning and knowing how to do certain things that other people don't will, make you more self-sufficient. But, to be honest, it really has to do a lot with just you're kind of your whole being. Being in the woods is a great place to clear your mind, and being in nature, all that stuff. I can get in all that, but it's true. People are so stressed out and crazy. Man, you just need to get in the woods and eat some sauerkraut. Giddy up. Thanks for tuning in. Would love to see if you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll be chiming in again here probably sometime soon. Maple season around the corner.